Alright. What's up, guys? It's your boy Cam. It's my first kind of proper full-length video for 2019. Yeah, this is Q&A with Cam. So, I've got a list of questions from you guys. Thank you so much for sending these in. Let's open them up and go through them, and I'm gonna answer your questions. And if you missed out on this round and you do have some questions for me, I'd love to do this sort of thing a bit more regularly if you guys do enjoy it. So make sure you message me or email me at cam@cambirdmusic.com. Let's get stuck into this, right? Number one, Moy_Carvello. What's your favorite rock band? Tough question straight up, right? I don't know, like I've got heaps of different favorite rock bands, and it depends if we're talking about like just general guitar driven band or if we're talking about like rock as a genre itself. So I would say of all time, like my favorite band is really close tie between Metallica and Pantera. You know, if we're talking metal and stuff like that, there's heaps of other bands I like and enjoy listening to. Awesome, thank you, Moy. So next question, Jamison Nicole 13, how you been? Good. Simon Lund 21. Totally random. How would it sound like if a kangaroo could gent? I have no idea, bro. No idea, brother. Bouncy? Dixie 0505. What program do you use for recording the different tracks of your songs? I never really thought about good recording programs. I just thought about how expensive studio equipment was, and I was like, shit. Yeah, I get that feeling, right? But there's actually some cool stuff that you can do nowadays on a budget. I use Pro Tools because it's industry standard. There's heaps of different programs and they are called DAWs, D-A-W, right? That you can use to record. A decent recording setup nowadays is actually not that expensive, right? And some of the best records on the planet are actually coming out of like bedrooms, you know? And you'll hear beyond, you'll hear what we've done on this record, and yeah, I didn't use multi-million-dollar studios or anything like that this time. I've done that in the past, and I actually think that this is the best sounding record I've ever done. _ the big dog _ I love your name. So, what solo guitarist inspired you the most? Mine was Cliff Burton, since I play the bass. The guitarist that inspires me the most, it's really obvious if you guys watch my videos, I'm playing Pantera and Dime all the time. It's Dime. Dime just had a grip on the guitar, to me, that not many guitarists have. He makes the thing sing, he makes it scream. Before him it was like Eddie Van Halen, right? And Dimebag's gone out and just, you know, taken what Eddie Van Halen did and then, you know, brought it into the metal world and turned it into something absolutely raw, powerful, just aggressive. And I love that. Great question, thank you, the big dog. Next one, SeanTron98. It's been a while, man. Proud of your progress since last year. Thanks, brother. I really appreciate that, dude. It's been a big year. 2018 was huge for me, and yeah, I'm excited for this year. Next one, this is from a friend of mine, one of my best friends from high school, actually. So Chris _Atkins89. He is a ex-wrestler in the WWE. But here's a funny question from him, right? And this is the sort of thing I get all the time from this guy. What's the color of the sky? Let me check. Yeah, it's still blue. Thanks, bro. Suzalika, hey Suze. Are you alive? I'm guessing that's a James Hetfield reference. It sounds very Hetfield, you know? I'm alive, thank you. Next question, Andy Snaps. Andy's _snaps, I should say. I gotta get stuff right. Do you even have issues with your neighbors about noise? I have issues with their noise because they got crappy taste in music. No, to answer that. I've actually been really lucky. I'm a very loud, excuse me, that was gross. Very loud singer, but I must be doing something okay, or people just don't hear it, because I've never had a complaint, so, you know. Next question, Jody Fote. Do you use any pedals when playing? If so, what and why? Great question. Yes, I do. I'm really big on running really good amps and cabs, and I'll usually put a distortion pedal in front of that. Used really well, it doesn't just add more distortion or change the tone, it actually brings more of the guitar sound out through the amp. I also use EQs, like graphic and parametric EQs, to change my tone and to really customize my tone. I'm huge on that after Beyond. I've got this wicked tone on this record that I'm super happy with, and I feel like I really found myself kind of tone-wise on this. Who's messaging me? Let me turn those notifications off. I do have delay and reverb as well that I run to thicken up my sound, particularly in guitar solos, because otherwise it can sound a little thin, but I love running delay and reverb just a touch anyway on my kind of like rhythm guitar sound. Great question, thank you Jody. Next question, Brian K. Wright. If you could jam with any musician in the world right now for a couple of hours, who would it be? That's such a good question. It'd be jamming with Hetfield, man, because he's like a god. I don't think I'd be able to play because I'd just like break down in fanboy mode because that dude is just, yeah, like a god to me. Him or Jerry Cantrell, actually, from Alice in Chains. I love that guy. I think he's a great guitarist and it'd be really cool. Great question. Thank you, Brian. ym.jsmith.18. What did you think of the new Mark Morton song with Chester? Yeah, it was cool. I used to love Lamb of God. As the Palaces Burn is still in my top 5 metal records of all time. I just think it's awesome. You could tell they were hungry on it. You could tell they really wanted to innovate. Chester's performance is pretty cool. I would have loved to see him go hardcore, like really heavy. Yeah, it's cool. Great question. Thank you, man. Next one, Dreamscape_1. Love your music, Cam. All in capital letters. And 3 exclamation points, I think, too. Thank you. I'll take it. Next one, Michael Wayne Dudley. Playing music all these years, do you protect your hearing? If so, how? And how has your hearing been affected? So, this little container contains these disgusting earplugs full of like gunk and crap. These are called Heroes, and they're actually like engineered earplugs that cut out really bad frequencies but actually keep a lot of the good frequencies in. So a lot of the kind of like really high-end stuff that damages your ears and gives you tinnitus or tinnitus gets filtered out with those. Protected my ears pretty well, and I just always make sure if I'm around a drum kit or cymbals, even at live gigs and stuff, I actually take those. Next one, and the lucky last, Ocean_alive. Who are your major influences? Where did your love for creating music stem from? 2 awesome questions. My major influences, it's different for every instrument. As a guitarist and a songwriter, it's Metallica, Pantera. I'm a big Mark Tremonti fan. There's a whole stack of metal bands like Lamb of God, Children of Bodom, Meshuggah, stuff as heavy as Necrophagist. Then there's some weird stuff. It's funny what creeps through at times, and a lot of it is like stuff I listen to with my mum, right? Like in the car, on road trips and stuff like that. So that was like Sting, Hunters and Collectors, an Aussie band, Mark Seymour, even Enya at times, some weird stuff. But yeah, it's different for every instrument really is what I find. I'm a multi-instrumentalist, so on the bass I'm actually like really influenced by 90s, 2000s new metal type stuff, and you know, the best examples are the dudes from Korn. Then on vocals, I'm influenced by Hetfield, by Phil Anselmo, by Miles Kennedy, and then a whole bunch of other ones like in the metal realm too, with heavier technique and screaming. There's like Michael Ackerfeld. I love his low, and yeah, Arch Enemy, stuff like that too. And then on the drums, like it's Chris Adler from Lamb of God. I love him as a drummer, and Vinnie Paul would be my 2 biggest influences on the drums when I'm writing stuff. I need a swig of water for this last question, so let's hit it up. Drum roll, please. How's that suspense? Where did your love of creating music stem from? I can't answer that because it's just always been there. Ever since I picked up a guitar, I just wanted to write. And it kind of led me down a direction where I never formally studied music, and I probably should have, and it is like kind of a regret of mine. I don't think you can teach creativity, and I don't think you can teach how to be an artist. It's something that you have to explore yourself and find within you, you know, because as an artist, you just channel stuff. It's like pretty crazy process. Stuff comes through you, and that's why there shouldn't be much ego with art either, right? Like, because it's not actually yours. You're kind of just drawing it and channeling it, and it's coming through you. So I don't think you can actually teach that. And ever since I could pick up the guitar, I was just into that, and I still am. Like, I just love writing. I love creating things, you know, not just music, but other stuff, you know. And I feel like it's kind of like deeply in my DNA for some weird reason. I believe everyone's got a kind of gift and a talent, and something they're wicked at, and that's their kind of journey, is to actually learn to pursue that and overcome the fear that's involved in that. So for me, that's music, you know, and that's my tangent and my journey. So yeah, not to get too deep on you, right, like all philosophical and stuff, but guys, that wraps it up. So that's our first Q&A. Never done one of these before, and I've enjoyed it. So thank you for your questions. Keep them coming through. If you want to be on another Q&A, I will feature you and answer your stuff directly. Just email me cam@cambirdmusic.com and send me through some stuff that you'd love to kind of like know about. I really want to make this year big on community, and I'm going to be on the camera a bit more and interacting with you guys a bit more than I did last year, and launching my new album. So stay tuned for that. There's going to be lots of cool things. Feel free to jump on iTunes, on Spotify, on whatever platform my music's on there. Just search for Cam Bird. Subscribe to me on YouTube. I really want to build up my YouTube channel, and just make sure that you spread the love, right? Like, I need your help if you like what I do. Spread the love, support me, buy some shit, tip me. It all helps, and it all just goes into making more kick-ass music for you guys. So that's it. Peace, love, rock and roll. Thank you guys. Bye.